In 2013, I had the unforgettable chance to volunteer on a very special island, home to huge, incredible reptiles found nowhere else on the planet. And no, this wasn't a trip to Jurassic World. That's a story for another day. This is the island of the Blue Iguana. I'm Charles Lee, and animals are my passion. From beholding breathtaking behaviors to unforgettable up-close encounters. Sometimes too close. Yeah, definitely too close. Behind every experience is a story. These are the Creature Chronicles. The Blue Iguana Recovery Program on the island of Grand Cayman was my very first real taste of field work, and I absolutely loved it because it brought together people from across the world, united in our goal of helping save this spectacular species. Of all the memorable compatriots on this adventure, none made as lasting an impression as Doug Bell.
It's strange though, it's one of those jobs that you don't want job security. You want to be able to walk into the breeding facility one day, open the gates and say, right, I'm unemployed now.
For the month of March, our home would be here at Parrot's Nest, named for obvious reasons. This once beautiful beach house had been gutted by Hurricane Ivan years ago. Now, although the accommodations was a fixer-upper, Parrot's Nest had it where it really counted: beach access. Whoa! Let this be a lesson to all of us. Look before you leap. The beautiful candy cane stripes of the turkeyfish conceal a painful venomous sting. This species isn't actually native to the Caribbean, and without natural predators, these carnivorous creatures are a danger to the local ecosystem. And they aren't the only ones. Green iguanas have gained a foothold almost everywhere they've been introduced, and here they pose an extra threat as a disease vector for the native blues. Not to mention, potentially outcompeting or outright eating the hatchlings. Fortunately, and ironically, green iguanas are something of a delicious meal themselves, especially their tails. Not every creature we came across was a nuisance, however. Check out this adorable little paperweight that magically came to life every evening. Georgie was a Cuban tree frog, habituated to people. Other than needing to hunt every evening, she was content to simply hang out with us on the porch and soak in her little water container. And here was our other roommate, a nocturnal species native to Grand Cayman, the dwarf python.
Oh, she's swallowing it. Foot first. Oh, now she's regurgitating it. By twisting her head at that angle, that allows her to better swallow her prey faster, right?
No, it's fighting back. It's pushing its nose into the roof of her mouth to try and keep her mouth open. Oh. She swallowed it from the back end first.
Oh, right.
But lest we forget, the primary species we're here for are the blue iguanas, and the first population can be encountered freely roaming the grounds of the Queen Elizabeth II Botanical Park, ground zero for saving this species from the brink of extinction.
Yes, in 2002, there was a population assessment carried out on the east end of the island, and at the end of that time, the results said there was between 9 and 24 of them left alive. And so the alarm bells went off, and the call was put out for volunteers to help set up the Head Start facility. A bit like any job in conservation, you ain't going to get rich doing it, but the richness comes in a very different way and is much more rewarding.
Notice how the namesake blue hue of these animals really pops when they get excited, either in the presence of a potential rival or, in this case, a girlfriend. Like many lizards, blues also rely on head bobbing as a form of visual communication. Hey, how you doing? You dig me, I dig you. You wanna have spawn? Yeah. Nope, okay. That's okay, the mating season is only just beginning, and the botanical park is still caring for the fruits of the previous year's labors. Safe from predation from dogs and cats and snakes, all of these hatchlings and juveniles are given the best head start possible by Alberto, the chief warden here at the botanical park. And as noob volunteers, Phil and I get to assist him by prepping meals for these growing iguanas. A salad comprised of plants such as morning glory and beach alpaca. But the botanical park isn't just a place for young blues, it's a place for young minds too. Conservation is a community effort, and the park offers the perfect opportunity to introduce the future of Grand Cayman to this incredible reptile, so that tomorrow's leaders can appreciate these living treasures and be made aware of easy things that each of us can do in order to protect them, such as keeping our pets on leashes and preserving the habitat of this endangered species. Speaking of habitat, after getting our feet wet at the botanical park, it's time to encounter these blue iguanas on their own turf, the Selena Reserve. This is one of the spots where Head Start iguanas have been released, and it's time to recapture some of them for tagging. Unlike the manicured grounds of the park, the reserve is every bit as tough and as rugged as the iguana themselves, with a terrain of jagged dolomite rock and poisonous plants around every corner. This is the home of the wild blue iguana, and it was here that we made some of our most incredible discoveries to date.